Trish's Horses. And Their Little Friends Too. By Trish Brown. For those of us who are unlucky to have never shared a friendship with a horse, I hope my images capture the magic of horsemanship. Imagine, if you will, soaring atop your beloved Palomino stallion, his golden coat shimmering beneath the gentle embrace of the afternoon sun. Musical laughter, light and carefree, dances upon the breeze as your magnificent steed carries you effortlessly across the open field, his powerful strides blending seamlessly with the rhythm of the earth. The wind weaves through your hair like a mischievous whisper. You feel beautiful. Each beat of your stallion's exuberant hooves echoes a timeless harmony, rider and horse moving as one, bound not by reins but by trust and deep understanding. Faster you race, chasing the horizon, the world shrinking away. In that fleeting instant, nothing else matters, just the open sky, the pounding hooves, and the unshakable bond between two kindred souls who understand the meaning of true exaltation. The heavens approve.
My sister Louie is horse crazy. We once found her on her birthday volunteeringly mucking out somebody else's horse's stall in 90 degrees. It was brimming with poop. Volunteering. 90 degrees. Multiple stalls. On her birthday. Her love for horses runs so deep that at just 3 years old she orchestrated a corral bust, turning a herd of very sad horsies loose. To this day, we're not sure if they ever rounded the escapees all up. Thankfully, toddlers weren't on 5-0's radar back then. Love of horses doesn't run in the family. My granddaughter Cassie claimed that in her exhaustive experience, horses are smelly and dirty, when asked at age 5 if she wanted to go for a horse ride. As a boy living in Cambridge, Massachusetts, my father witnessed a milk delivery Clydesdale kick in a man's skull, rendering him petrified of all horses. Me, I could never quite match either one's enthusiasm and passion or utter disdain. I've been bucked off and dragged back to the stables by my foot in the stirrup. Endured a split lip when my disrespectful delinquent mount slammed his head into my face. Another horse dog piled me, and my sister's thoroughbred nudged me so hard in the shoulder that I almost toppled over. For no reason. And yet, although not horse crazy, I find our equine brethren to be absolutely stunning. This video is my effort to capture and convey the elegance and majesty of horses from my point of view in my art. I've included some poetry, 2 of my own and another by an unknown author, augmented by 4 AI-generated illustrations. I hope my compositions meet with your approval, encouraging you to check out the rest of my work on Redbubble, ArtPal, and Fine Art America. Maybe, just maybe, you'll find some illustrations that steal your heart.
They have come gladly out of the willows to welcome my friend and me. We step over the barbed wire into the pasture where they have been grazing all day, alone. They ripple tensely, they can hardly contain their happiness that we have come. They bow shyly as wet swans. They love each other. There is no loneliness like theirs. At home once more they begin munching the young tufts of spring in the darkness. I would like to hold the slenderer one in my arms, for she has walked over to me and nuzzled my left hand. She is black and white, her mane falls wild on her forehead, and the light breeze moves me to caress her long ear that is delicate as the skin over a girl's wrist. Suddenly I realize that if I stepped out of my body I would break into blossom.
The woman stood, eyes closed, facing her beloved stallion. A serene calm washed over her as she lifted her elegant, long-fingered hand, brushing it gently against his soft muzzle. The stallion responded instantly, edging closer, his warm breath ghosting over her skin as he released a soft, contented snort. Their silent exchange spoke of a bond deeper than words, an understanding built on years of trust and quiet companionship. She had brought no crisp red apple, no sweet carrot, no offering of any kind. Yet it did not matter. She was here. And that was enough.
An adorable pair of babies, a little girl in a white tee and a white baby filly, are enjoying the fresh air. Both babies are adorned with pretty pink flowers and are surrounded by a mystical dark forest background. The scene is illuminated by soft light, highlighting the serene and magical atmosphere. Can't help but wonder, where are the mommies? They look like they're making a break for it. Isn't it nap time? A small little red-haired girl rode atop her beloved chestnut filly, the bright red mane flying. She laughed out loud with delight, her laughter dancing in the breeze as they galloped through an open field, the wind tugging playfully at her curls. The girl's BFF, a small blonde-haired girl, galloped beside her on her own horse, a beloved Palomino gelding. They ignored the fading sun that no longer bathed them in warmth. Its dying embers surrendered to the amassing cloying darkness. Instead, they raced with an expertise that far exceeded their young age. In this moment, nothing else mattered. The world was theirs, full of freedom, friendship, and pure happiness. They may never go home. A small dark-eyed blonde boy lies on a grassy ground, holding a toy horse, accompanied by a loyal shaggy dog and a curious kitten. In the background, horses graze peacefully near a rustic cabin surrounded by lush greenery. Both the child and dog seem dispirited. Maybe they are waiting for mommy to call them in for milk and cookies.
A majestic white horse and a fluffy white cat with striking blue eyes are set against a mystical backdrop featuring a glowing teal moon. The scene is infused with an ethereal glow, creating a dreamlike atmosphere. A regal chocolate horse and a cat are depicted together, set against a misty forest background, creating a serene and mystical scene. The interplay of light and shadow on the animals and the forest enhances the enchanting atmosphere. A lovely horse and a cat appear to be in a deep conversation inside a dimly lit stable, surrounded by various types of equestrian equipment. The horse's head is prominent, while the cat stands confidently on a saddle. Perhaps they are making dinner plans? A girl with blonde hair holds an apple while sitting beside a large white horse with striking green eyes. A white cat with a similar gaze rests near her, set against a mystical forest background. Will the girl give the apple to the horse, or will she eat it herself? Three stylized mystical horses stand under a vibrant, starry night sky, surrounded by shades of blue and purple. Their flowing manes and ethereal aura create an enchanting and dreamlike atmosphere. The full moon casts a turquoise glow in the background. The horse on the left bears otherworldly patterns on its body, while the horse on the right has a silver mane, suggesting it may be a ghost. Is a ghost horse even a real thing? And if he is a ghost horse, can you still ride him if you give him a carrot?
The teenager stood gracefully against a moody purple and teal, almost velvety sky, smiling, gently holding the hands of her two lively younger sisters. Her warm smile radiated patience and understanding as she tried to guide the twins forward. It was getting dark and she was hungry. To her right, the bright-eyed 4-year-old tugged at her hand, pointing excitedly toward a group of majestic horses grazing in a distant, unseen field beyond the darkness. Her fascination with the animals was evident in the way she lingered, eager to soak in the sight. Mom and Dad are going to have to buy her a horse for her birthday this year, thought the teenager ruefully. Meanwhile, at her left, the other twins' eyes gleamed as they wandered mentally into a different world entirely. Perhaps she saw a falling star no one else noticed, her wonder so deep that even the simplest things became treasures in her eyes.
A majestic horse and a dog are depicted in a mysterious, dimly lit setting surrounded by lush foliage and ancient columns. The lush garden setting is surrounded by vibrant flowers and foliage. The scene exudes a sense of tranquility and natural harmony, with soft lighting enhancing the magical atmosphere. The horse gazes thoughtfully at the dog, who looks up with curiosity. A horse and a cat stand beside one another on a wooden surface in a mysterious forest setting, with a metal bucket nearby. The deep red hues of the background add an eerie and enchanting atmosphere to the scene. Is the cat giving the horse the silent treatment?
A powerful white stallion prances gracefully amidst a mystical forest with its flowing mane adorned with leaves. The vibrant mauve background enhances the ethereal and magical atmosphere of the scene.
A vibrant, purple-hued horse stands boldly in the center, accentuated by a dark, misty background with 3 tabby cats at its feet. The horse's mane flows with a reddish tint, adding an extra touch of surrealism to the scene.
An impressive horse with an ethereal glow stands in an enchanting forest, its flowing mane blending seamlessly with the mystical surroundings. The scene is illuminated by an otherworldly turquoise light that enhances the magical atmosphere. I wish I could ride him, but I'm sure I could never hold my seat. A beautiful woman in a flowing red dress walks confidently beside a majestic horse with a fiery mane. Both figures exude grace and strength, set against a dark background, highlighting their vivid colors. The woman's red fiery hair copies the red stallion's wild mane. Her red stilettos are amazingly silent as she walks by.
A horse with a fiery frizzy red mane stands against a dark, autumnal forest background. The scene is dramatic, with swirling patterns on the ground that enhance the mystical atmosphere. A majestic horse stands next to a smiling child with glowing eyes, set against a mystical forest backdrop with shades of green. The scene evokes a magical connection between the horse and the child, highlighted by the ethereal lighting and forest setting. A majestic snow stallion with soft brown expressive eyes stands in soft focus, giving an ethereal and dreamlike quality. Its mane is a blend of white and subtle pastel hues, enhancing its mystical appearance. This horse neither bites, kicks, or bucks and enjoys human company. A paint horse with striking spotted markings gazes downward at a curious, fluffy cat in a lush, wooded setting. Pink flowers and greenery frame a wooden gate in the background, adding a mystical touch to the scene. It's hard to believe they are friends with the cat being so young. Maybe the horse is just kitten sitting.
A white horse stands in a dimly lit stable, while a white fluffy cat with striking blue eyes peeks out from a saddle on the side. The warm, rustic interior of the stable features wooden beams and a pitchfork leaning against the wall. They seem to be having a disagreement about how they want the day's activities to play out. Whatever they end up doing, I hope they are careful around that pitchfork.
Dressed in vintage clothing, a boy of about 9 with wild red hair and piercing light blue eyes stands hand in hand with his little sister, no more than 4. Her fiery curls bounce as she tilts her head up toward him, admiration shining in her wide, trusting eyes. He stands tall, exuding a quiet confidence, unaware of how much she sees him as her hero. Behind them, a red-brown horse emerges from the shadows, its powerful frame looming against the dim light. Catches the scent of their hidden fruit, nostrils flaring as it shakes its head and stamps impatiently. Nudging the boy's shoulder, the horse makes its request clear, but the little girl moves first, pulling an apple from her pocket and offering it with a proud smile. Their mother had allowed them into the stables under one condition: the horses must stay put. With secret grins, they had tucked apples deep into their pockets, safely hidden from her watchful gaze, and stepped out into the cool evening air, ready for adventure.
A mare with striking red mane, soft loving eyes, and a white star on her forehead stands against a mystical forest backdrop. The scene blends vibrant hues of red with darker shadows, creating a contrast that highlights the horse's features. Big Red is a loving horse with a gentle gait who comes when you call her. She will nuzzle your hair if you give her an apple.
A young ponytailed girl with a red ribbon in her hair stands in her favorite pretty pink boots in a lush, magical forest, gazing up at a gentle white horse. Colorful flowers surround them, creating an enchanting atmosphere reminiscent of a fairy tale. You can tell they are old friends. Maybe they're discussing the weather or the pretty flowers. Or maybe the mare is telling the little girl it is getting dark and they should probably start for home. A serene scene features a lonely, sad woman with bright red hair sitting beside a pond adorned with water lilies. A mystical horse is grazing in the background under a sky painted with auroras. A horse and a small kitten appear in a mystical, dark setting, with red-tinted woods as a backdrop. The horse gazes at the kitten while the kitten, perched on a rock, looks upward at the horse with curiosity. Does the kitten think the horse is his mama? Or are they just planning to play a prank on their favorite human?
A mystical scene features a horse with a flowing mane standing under a vibrant northern light sky. 3 striped cats curiously surround the horse, adding an intriguing element to the tranquil forest backdrop. What were the cats planning? It's not like they were cougars and could catch a horse.
I can't help but feel exhilarated watching the wild, majestic beast racing across the earth, his soaring mane and tail airborne in the wind. He charges forward with unrelenting power and grit. Be careful, I whisper, squeezing my eyes into tight slits lest the nimble beast stumbles. But he doesn't heed my warning. His insatiable appetite for speed and freedom govern his head, and my warning dissipates in the torrent of his wind. Me, a mere human on 2 clumsy legs, cannot ever hope to match his terrifying breakneck burst of velocity. His thundering hoofs kick up clumps of soil, small stones, and ill-mannered dandelions, oblivious to potholes and boorish obstacles. His unruly mane tendrils strive to touch the clouds, snorting and shaking his head with breathless ecstasy. I'm breathless too. Not for lack of air, but out of pure joy. You're beautiful, poetry in motion. I gush, dumbstruck by his exaltation. Regret tinges my thoughts, a reminder that my human form lacks his grace, coordination, and unbridled joy. Yet, in this fleeting moment, gratitude overtakes regret. To share in his euphoria, even as a mere observer, is intoxicating. His permission to share his world is a gift, and I revel in the privilege of witnessing such untamed wonder.
A cat with green eyes lies on a wooden surface, while a blue-eyed stallion with a textured mane stands behind it. The dark, abstract background adds a mysterious atmosphere to the scene. A young girl with long red hair, wearing a plaid shirt and hat, stands next to a white horse in a mystical forest setting. The scene conveys a sense of adventure and fantasy with its lush, dark greenery in the background. The horse and the child clearly love one another as the horse gently nudges the girl.
A spirited horse with a flowing mane prances beside a small curly-haired blue-eyed child in a forest bathed in deep red hues. The girl's curious expression and the mysterious atmosphere create a fantastical scene. She's not afraid. If anything, the little girl has a calming effect on the dangerous, high-stepping, jittery steed. He seems to want to protect her.
A majestic black horse with a shiny, textured mane stands against a deep blue background. Its eyes reflect a serene yet intense expression.
A tender, heartfelt moment unfolds between a radiant young girl and her beloved golden horse. Their connection is pure and unspoken, a quiet understanding shared between kindred spirits. The stallion's deep, warm gaze meets hers with trust, its velvety coat gleaming against the rich black background. Her delicate curls cascade down her back, half veiling her serene expression, as if the world around them has softened into stillness. She cups her hands and offers the apple to the waiting stallion. He lowers his head, accepting the gift with deliberate grace, suppressing his eagerness so as not to startle her. Apples. His favorite indulgence, more than oats, more than carrots. The young girl smiles to herself, pleased with her own cleverness. She knows exactly how much her Palomino covets crisp, sweet apples. Now I'll be able to get his bride along without a fuss, she thinks. The stallion snorts warm, moist air, nostrils flaring. He loves riding with her. He would do it without a bribe. But as long as she doesn't know.
A majestic unicorn thrashes against a dreamlike, vibrant blue and green landscape. Cruel chains bind the unicorn, adding a stark contrast to the ethereal clouds and distant castle. His angered screech rips through the surrounding atmosphere. Stamping his feet, he swore retribution was going to be swift and fitting. A small kitten gazes up at a large chestnut horse in a warm, intimate setting, creating a charming interaction. The background features a wooden structure with ladders, adding a rustic feel to the scene. They must be wondering if they are related, and what the heck they are going to do with the rest of the day.
The ebony stallion heard her before he saw her and whinnied softly, a quiet invitation into his world, one of warmth and recognition. It was more than a greeting, it was an offer of belonging, an unspoken welcome into his herd. The young girl, her red hair neatly braided, accepted his gesture with quiet reverence, pressing her forehead tenderly against his powerful frame. The horse responded in kind, lowering his head to rest it gently on her shoulder, shifting her baseball cap slightly askew. With playful affection, he picked up one of her braids in his soft mouth. "Ew! Beauty, stop grooming me. I just washed my hair," she protested, though a secret smile tugged at her lips. She knew it was his way of showing love. He stood close, too close, and she nudged him back. Undeterred, he stepped forward again, giving her cap a light nip, a playful acknowledgement of her tomboy ways. "Hey," he seemed to say, "I'm protecting you. You are my herd." The girl sighed, knowing his loyalty ran deep. He cared for her in ways that needed no words.
A graceful white horse with a slight blue tint in its mane gazes down at a relaxed cat with vivid blue eyes. A vintage clock with two small sculptures is in the foreground, adding an antique touch to the scene. Don't they know animals can't tell time?
Art, storytelling, composition and dance are the visual poetry that paints our world with vibrant colors and resonates deep within our hearts. Yes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. But all magicians of music, literature, and art weave spells that soothe our restless souls, inspire boundless acceptance, and propel us to reach our potential. They are the lighthouse in the storm, guiding us to safe harbors and illuminating the beauty in our journey, temporarily shielding us from the muffled earthly sludge. Be still. Slow down. Inhale. Let the poetry seep through your defenses. Crevasses of imagination and creativity are free. You only have to open yourself to the experience. You can find my work on Fine Art America, Redbubble, Art Pal, under Patricia Brown or Trish Brown.